Hello, and welcome to the end of week 2 in my mostly passport size planner. I joined the world of pint size planning, and I say mostly passport because I use passport inserts, but I also have an A6 Stalogy cut down to pocket size that I use in my planner. Now, this week we are doing a plan with me. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly show you what the current week. Today is Saturday the 16th. So this is my weekly spread for this week. And then it filled up quite nicely. And then I had my 2 trackers. And then I had my sales log. And of course, then I had my dailies. I had my dailies. And this was yesterday. I'll be listing out here today. And then I decided to do my weekly review this way also this week. It really works for me to turn the book this way. That way I have a lot of room to write. And also the book is not so high on the end here that my hand wants to slip off while I'm still writing. Now, the only lines I have to draw in my planner are these lines. This is it when it comes to drawing lines for my weekly spread. And these little stickers, Lonky is now making these stickers for me. Currently, I am just printing them. Well, I made them in Canva, and then I exported to my computer, and there I printed like 40% A6 size, whatever. I had to do some magic there to get it the size that I want them to be so that they don't eat into my space too much. As you will see, I need a timeline from 8 in the morning until 6 in the evening. Why 6 o'clock? Because most of the time we have a business Zoom meeting starting at 6. I don't really have anything starting later than 6 in the evening. Let me start to prepare my planner and share with you every step of the way what it is that I'm doing. This is my checklist for my weekly planning. It is not my brainchild, but I took what I got from various planners. I have no idea who came up with it first. I'll just show you what I did with it. So my first step is to just sit down and do a brain dump. Whatever comes to mind, since I'm now busy with planning, maybe about the things that I'm busy with, or maybe whatever is on my mind, just get it out of there. Because now is a good time to do it, because now we're going to decide how we're going to spend our time next week. And since I'm going to work with my time, let me see what is really on my mind so that I can take what's on my mind and build it into my plan so that I deal with these things and get them off my mind and off my schedule and just get it done. So I skip this step most of the time, simply because I already went through my planner for the week. That is a trick that Jim Rowan says. He says at the end of the week, he says you go to the very first thing on Monday morning. What was that? He says, and just in your mind for a few seconds, just think about, I met with that person. That's what we mostly spoke about. Was there something I could do for her? Did I do that? And just move through your planner. It's just something that he says that just keeps us in touch with what we achieved or did not achieve in the past week. So I already did that. I already made a few notes here of what it is that I would like to change or just focus on a little bit more next week. I already made specific notes here with regards to the inserts that we're going to refer to a little later, and so forth and so forth. So I have already done all of this. That is why I not right now need to do a brain dump. But sometimes we just have too many things on our mind, and it's a good idea to get it out of our heads straight onto paper the minute we sit down to do our planning. You know, Jim Rowan says another thing. He says, when we write something down with pen on paper, he says, while we are writing down something, as we take it from our brain and put it onto paper, he says, we are creating room for solutions to grow. I often think of those words. You'll be amazed what you can all achieve when you start to just take things from your head and put them onto paper. Then I say my second step is page through and reflect on my daily section of my planner for this past week. As I said, I did that today is Saturday. I did that Friday morning. I also did it Friday afternoon. And I already did my weekly review, but I did not answer the last question yet. We're going to get to that. I didn't want to make my mind up about how I want to answer that. I first wanted to really work through everything and see what my week was about before I answered that question. So that's been done. The third step is to process all the inboxes to inbox 0. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go to my WhatsApp because that's where we mostly speak in business with consultants and clients. I'm going to quickly check, did I answer everyone on every message that I received? And I'm also going to do my email inbox. So I'll be back in a short while when that's done. So I finished my inboxes. I forgot to mention my physical inbox. I don't have an inbox on my desk. I just use this clipboard, and then at the end of the week, I try to deal with everything that is outstanding. I just filed a few medical bills. I paid a bill. I quickly finished my inbox. It is now ready for the next week. Sometimes I don't get to really empty it all the way, but today I was fortunate enough to be able to do that. I made notes as I continued through my inboxes on my computer and on my phone. So the next step is we said to process all the inboxes. And if I don't reply to the messages, at least make a note so that I don't forget. So I did make the notes. So next up, I said that I must diarize birthdays. I have a birthday calendar. It is one of these, I've been everywhere. I've been with Erin Condren for a very short while. I use this perpetual calendar as my birthday calendar, and it lives right over here. So now that is done, birthdays. I made a note of the birthday that is coming up. And then next up we have process all my daily pages and then migrate what I need to migrate from there. Now, the only open items on my daily pages are the notes that I made. We're going to speak about this a little later. I made this Wednesday, I think Thursday, I'm not sure, must have been Thursday evening, because it was at the end of that day, but it was before Friday. So I'll get back to these. This is not done yet, but I'll get back to those. And then, of course, I made a note here to finish all my open tasks. Some of these are done, but I'm not sure that I'm 100% done. So yeah, I made a note to just then finish this as well. Then everything prior to this page will be dealt with once I do that. And then next up, we say, I must now go and pull from my daily action plan. I need to go to my daily action plan, which I summarized in a little insert that I have at the beginning of the month. Now, this is where I kind of grew a little bit frustrated with myself. But as I was working on these things, I made a note for next week. I must really go back and revamp my Q3, and I'm not happy with where I am because I realized something. I realized that if I come to my calendar insert here, I realized that if we look at July, this is the sidebar that I referred to. You'll see the next thing was pull from my daily action plan, and then pull from review and update my future log sidebar. This is this little sidebar here in my future log. Now, I'm asking myself here, am I really ready for Q3? Because Q3 are just these 3 months. And September is when I start to do my goal setting for the next year, September and October, because November is a very busy month in my trade. So I did come and read here, and I realized that 80% of my goals for this year must be achieved by the end of September. So I've got 2 more months after this month, and that's when I had a big fright. I can say, yeah, I did everything and it won't be a lie, but I didn't do it the way that I want to do things. So, as I was I'm always in contact. That's why I can't have this not with me, because this is like a unit. It's a cohesive unit that I need. So, yeah, I was not very happy, and that's why I made this note. And then I started to also address another frustration of mine. I did that Thursday evening. You won't believe what I ordered. I ordered an A4 4-ring Filofax Metropole. Very frustrated because I order from Amazon Japan because of my currency doing so much better, the South African rand doing so much better against the yen than what it does against the dollar. So I ordered from Amazon Japan this A4 Filofax shipped from Sweden, and they use Royal Mail. They did ship it with tracking, but according to the tracker, it left the UK on a plane midday on the 11th. Now it ended up in the South African Postal Service. Now, I know many things in my country is wrong, and we can complain bitterly about many things in our country, and I don't join that crowd. But when it comes to the South African Postal Service, I join that crowd because our stuff just gets lost and gets missing in there. So I had to just go and get myself some coffee, and I thought, let me share with you the latest addition to our Stanley family. I saw this one when I was watching Emily D. Baker, when I watched the Johnny Depp trial. I actually saw that she had this lovely jumbo flask mug, the Stanley. We are proud supporters of the Stanley brand in my home. We have the warm water bottle, the flask, and then I have the cold one for cool drink. And then, of course, I now have this one. So I had to go and get a big coffee for this last little push. It's going to go much faster now. What I did do was, I really am very proud of the work that I did on this little insert that I just used all the time that I had in here. So what I did was, I put it in the back. And I did remove this one because I can keep it in, but it's very comfortable to write in my bullet journal, which is the one that I do most of the writing in on a daily basis. It lies flat because I balanced it out with the amount of thickness that is on both ends. And what I'll do is, in this insert, I am using it from the back for the one section that I'm doing. It's private, so I don't want to show 4 pages. And from the front, it is 3 pages. So what I'll do is, I'll take the pages from there and I will just stick them in here. Because I just realized that some of the notes that I made here when I was frustrated with the system, I've got everything here. I've already done the work. I've already addressed that issue, but I didn't carry this with me. So I will combine these two. I may even make these now flip outs and then change them often and keep the ones that I filled up. So there's more than enough space in here. I'm going to do it there. And now that I'm so chuffed with my discovery and what it is that I want to do there, we can move on. So the very next step is to go to my goal section. Now here is where Kat didn't understand my system and where she needed a little bit of explanation. This is my goal planner, as I said before. I'm not coming here today. I'm not getting anything from my goal planner today at all. I came to my goal planner at the beginning of the month. And at the beginning of the month, I looked at my goals for the year. And I decided then what it was that I wanted to do this month of July to take me closer to my goal. So that is where these came from. So now on a weekly basis, when I say go to my goals, it means that I'll come here. Sometimes if I work through these things fast, then I'll definitely go back to the goal planner and get more to do. But this is what I mean when I say I pulled from there. I don't need that book today. Today, I just need to come here and decide what it is that's going to happen next. And then I need to go to my GTD system, getting things done. I won't be doing that today, simply because of everything that I know that needs to be done. And I always say sometimes certain of the things that I do on a weekly basis gets a country mile, and sometimes they just get a quick sprint. I can't always just do a quick sprint on GTD, but this week I'm going to, because of I feel a bit heavy. I just need to get my Q3 really sorted out. I'm not happy with the way things are going. What I've got scheduled, I won't be on 80% of achieving my goals by the end of September, by the end of Q3. So I need to just go there. And then our list tells us we must, I think this is where we go to our brain dump. Yes, go to GTD. Then it says, complete, schedule, or pull from the brain dump. Now, if you made notes, if you had a brain dump that you made at the start of the process, you'll now go to that brain dump and you'll decide, you see something there that you had on your mind, that can become a project. So it will go to my GTD system, the Getting Things Done system. Or that's something big. I'll go and make a note of that in my goals planner for when I look at my goals again. Maybe that can become a goal or a mini goal, but that should go there. Or I can come, which I often do, I can come to my calendar, to my future log, and I can just make a note here on the side. Maybe if I know it won't be this month, I can go and make a note there. I won't forget about that because my routine, my weekly routine, it sends me here. It tells me to go and specifically look in the sidebar. So that's what we do with our notes or our brain dump that we made. And we will also now, maybe some of those things will find its way into our plans for the next week. We just need to put them somewhere where they will get their amount of time, whether it's in the near future or in the distant future. Then the next thing that I do is determine who I'm going to stay in contact with this week. I'm not staying in contact with anyone in particular because I have a full schedule and I'll be meeting with many people. So I won't select new people to add to what's already on my agenda. Next up is plan social media schedule for the next week. I can now make a plan according to a new list that I received from my company. This will now just end up with Monday. On Monday, I will be doing this. I cannot do it right now because I still need information. I've got some of the information, but not all of it. So that is something that I'll do on Monday. And we just put it here, social media schedule. Okay. Now point 13, 14, 15 and 16 sends me to my monthly checklist. It tells me to go and check, if applicable, is there anything on my monthly checklist that is not done yet, because it's got 3 categories. Things that needs to be done between the 20th of the month and the end of the month, then things that needs to be done over month end, and then certain things that needs to be done from month end until the 7th. So depending on where we are in our month, I must now go and determine, do I need to still do any of these things if this falls within the week that we are. And it's all done. I don't have to go there. And then I also have to pull for my zone cleaning. That's been done. It's private, it's for the house, but it's been done. Then my meal planning for the week, my grocery list for the week, and then what will be my work in progress, what will be my focus for the week. This is exactly what I address on a weekly basis. Now, these notes of mine that I made earlier, they address these last few things. So I think that you get where I'm going with this. I'll be finishing setting up my plans for the week now, but I would like to conclude the part where I showed you my my checklist with what I've got written on the left-hand side here. What it says here, let's just see if we can make it focus enough. So this is extremely important to me. I remind myself why I follow such an elaborate plan on a weekly basis. I remind myself there are many moving parts in my business and in my life. When I follow a checklist, like a recipe, then I find it effortless to pick up where I left off after interruptions. I get interrupted many times while I'm doing my planning because this is kind of a few hours work. I'm getting some work done too. It's not just planning. Then I also remind myself that the purpose of every component of my planning system is to illuminate a way forward. It is my clear track to run on. My system keeps me focused, and when needed, it gets me back on track effortlessly. So guys, with One Book July being what you wanted to be about, but one of the things it is about our planning system, the things that we need, the things being the inserts that I have here at the start of the month where I measure certain things and where I make sure certain things gets done, where I have my checklist and all the other thingies that I have in the back here. These things form my entire system. And I thoroughly enjoy One Book July simply because it puts me in a position where I can test my own theories about what I say it is that I want to do here. Now I'm just going to come back to all the notes that I made, and I'm going to quickly do my planning, and then we're going to be done. This is going to be in your world a few seconds. In my world, it might take up to 10 minutes. So guys, those famous last words of 10 minutes in my world, didn't work that way. I'm now done. There was a few things I forgot about when I started the video, when I said about the number of lines that I draw. I completely forgot about this section, so but it's all done now. I would just like to backtrack. When I said I pull from my daily action plan, I interrupted myself and I explained how I kind of lost my way and how I became frustrated during the week. And then I told you about this list, and I told you about the Filofax that I ordered, because that Filofax is going to solve this problem. Now, that Filofax, I'm not sure that it will arrive between the 23rd and the 30th, as Amazon is telling me that it will. So what I did yesterday was I went out and I purchased just an A4 file. The inside is what will go into my 4-ring binder. Everything that I'm going to put in here, I will put in sleeves so that I don't have to punch 2 holes and then later 4 holes. At least I can now continue with this part of the work. And then this work doesn't wait for me to receive my Filofax Metropole. So yeah, I am going to pay some attention to this at a later stage. So I'll just make a note of this page 39 and 40, that I'm going to come back to these pages. I finished my planning, but I didn't, oh wait, I did do that one. These items I will now pay attention to throughout the evening, and they will all be done when my week starts on Monday. I did decide to count on an old trick. There is so much white out on this page that it's actually ridiculous. I changed my mind so many times, but I decided that I'm going to do Pomodoros this week. And then I have less Pomodoros for certain days because I know where my time will be going. This will be like a very long meeting. And same here. It was quite quite the challenge to determine my items that I'm going to track, because my pomodoros will be measured on what I do here, because this is where I put everything that I feel I am losing control over. I've put it in a tracker this week to help me to just keep everything top of mind, and to really just feel that I'm in control. I don't feel in control at all. So that is what this week is going to be about, and this is the spread that I always prepare for my sales log. And then I have my dailies. I'm ready to start my week on Monday. And I know I'm going to make a lot of notes on Monday when I attend this meeting, and then I have another meeting. So I've got it all set up. And then the only little sticker, that's not a sticker, but the only little sticker that I still need to finish this week is this weekly review one. Now I've got this silly washi tape that is really... it is almost not washi tape. I just keep it in the back here, so whatever page I end up on, that's where I'll just do my weekly review. Since I joined the planner community, this is my 5th consecutive year that I participate in One Book July, and One Book July always assists me to develop my skill to plan according to my needs. However people choose to apply their resources and whatever components they choose to use, that may not be the correct thing for you to use or for me to use. So planning is a very personal thing. I enjoy planning, and that's it for this week. Wherever you are in the world, keep safe.